Hello, everybody. Day 2 of RAADFest is over, and I will be sharing some of my best findings and discoveries from this day on those three topics. First, where are we with age reversal? Is it possible already? When will it come potentially? Or is it something we will never be able to do? Topic number 1. Topic number 2, what are specific longevity strategies you can use right away? And number 3, how can you keep your pet around you for longer? So let's dive into topic number 1, age reversal. Where are we and what can we do already? So even though today nobody really spoke about what does age reversal really mean, some of the thoughts that came to my mind were, okay, so we could, for instance, talk about age reversal by looking at biological markers. So, for instance, even simple things as your resting heart rate. As you age, that tends to change. So, does reversing aging mean that you just have the resting heart rate of a younger person? It would be one of the markers. It could also be your hormones. And there are so many other markers, biological markers that you could use where you could just say, okay, yes, I just have the same as a younger person. So your biological age would be younger. Is that age reversal? I think so. And you could also look at the capabilities. Like one of the measures that is often used in aging research is, for instance, grip strength. And that is something that tends to get less and weaker as we age. So having a, hi there, having a strong grip, getting a stronger grip, does that reverse aging? I think so. Then what about your brain performance? So there are a lot of markers that, in my opinion, indicate a younger age, biological age, where actually you are rejuvenating your body. So just looking at that, you're probably starting to think, hey, actually, age reversing is a possibility. But can we do it for the whole body? That is a question. And can we regenerate specific tissues? So that would be one of the other things I would be looking at. So does age reversal mean rejuvenating specific tissues? We constantly regenerate the tissue in our bodies, and some of our tissues they're changing all the time, every day. Others take several years, and some don't really change that much at all. So, I mean, if this is refreshed and if we are able to support this process of rejuvenating the tissues and basically making them stronger as they regrow, is that rejuvenation? Is that age reversal? Yes, I think so. There was one, like Bill Faloon from Life Extension, for instance, he mentioned that he just gave an example of a combination of, in that case, gene therapy, where they were able to improve the function after heart failure by 58% and like kidney atrophy. So basically, the kidney was kind of like disintegrating. 75% reduction. That is amazing. That is age reversal. And we are experiencing that basically already. Then, of course, like another measure would be lifespan. And it's a very good measure. I mean, that is very clear, age reversal. But that's a bit difficult to do in humans. I mean, we tend to live around, at the moment, between 80 and 90 years for most of us. For those alive now, we are very likely to live to 100 to 120 without doing anything really. And then over the next years, decades, yes, we will be able to do much, much more. So the problem is, how do we measure this? Because to get data, we need to do something, we need to test something, and testing something means normally testing it a few lifetimes of somebody, something. So that's why kind of a lot of worms, flies, mice, etc. are used in research. And there we can see, yes, it is possible to reverse aging. And I think that's really, really exciting, because even though we might not be there yet to do that for humans, we can already see in animals that it is possible. So, like George Church, for instance, he's like one of the famous aging researchers. He says, yes, definitely, it's possible in mice and it's possible in flies and worms, as I said. And at the Buck Institute, I think it was earlier this year, they showed, for instance, in the worms, the C. elegans that are normally used in order to basically check certain therapies, because they're quite similar to us humans, surprise, surprise. But they were actually able to boost their lifespan to 454%. And they say that translates in humans to living more than 400 years. Imagine you're living more than 400 years. All the things you could do. It's like, and living them in good health. So I'm not saying, it's like, oh my God, you're suffering for most of it. No, not at all. You would actually you could enjoy that time. You could do all the things that you want to do, test yourself out, do different things in life. I think it's a great opportunity. We're not there yet, though. But where we are right now is there are a few drugs that are already approved for human use, basically. And this can then at the moment be used to test, for instance, like for age reversal, for like in combination also with others, etc. But as I said, it's a bit difficult to test that in humans. It's good that they're approved for humans already, but testing them, it's a bit of a challenge. So, for instance, in flies, there was a study that was done where they combined rapamycin, lithium, and trametinib, I think it's pronounced, where like the combination of them increased the lifespan by 48%. Also, and that is, I think, is another really interesting study that will become super relevant for all of us. Think about blood cells and reprogramming those blood cells into pluripotent stem cells. So pluripotent stem cells are those that can become many different things. And they did that with the blood cells of a 114-year-old or young, as you might say, a woman. So, and then just imagine having basically totally fresh baby cells, so to say, and then either grow new organs that are from your own body, or maybe you get them injected, those basically those stem cells. And then, as you might know, like stem cells, they go to the place in the body where they're needed most to regenerate and rejuvenate. And that was all your own stem cells that have been put into like an embryo stage, if you want. Amazing. Young plasma is another thing that researchers are looking at. So young plasma, especially if you want to go for that, like if you get a blood transfusion, it's good to get one from somebody, like the plasma, from a very healthy, young, fit person, because that actually rejuvenates your own body. Of course, there's plenty more research to be done on lifespan and on aging in general. And the challenge right now, the biggest challenge, is getting funding. There is much more funding at the moment than even used to be a year ago, but there's still so much more missing. if we actually, James Strole, I think, was talking about this today. He said that many researchers expect that maybe in 10 years, 15 years, we can expect that we can actually see some of those treatments available on the market to everybody. But if the funding would be available, then he would expect within 3 years, we would see some very significant treatments on the market in just 3 years. That is not that long away. So let's keep working on it. And of course, there's also the question of improving the whole testing and approval process. There are a lot of barriers there. And I know, like Bill Andrews, for instance, he was talking about he has agents, he has molecules sitting around that are good to go, that can be tested, but it's difficult to get it, all this done. It requires immensely deep pockets and an awful lot of time. So fingers crossed, with COVID, some of those procedures are changing. They're sped up. So let's hope there is a spillover effect for the future so that we can speed up the process more in the future. So that was topic number one. Topic number two. So what are specific strategies that help you to live longer, to reverse your aging? And I always think it's important to enjoy life. So yes, of course, as you could expect, there's no one therapy. It just does not exist. You will always need to combine different things, basically create a treatment cocktail. And that needs to be adapted to your own person. And even though, again, like nobody spoke about artificial intelligence today, but I just can't wait until we have those apps available that, or just even on the desktop, that allow us to just all our data go there and automatically, based on artificial intelligence, based on any new research that's coming out, automatically it adapts the recommendations for us based on our genes, based on the expression of our genes, so what is actually happening in our body, based on biomarkers, based on activity trackers or other trackers that we're wearing on a daily basis. Hopefully, rather sooner than later, we have also even more trackers like I'm waiting for the toilet that tells me every day, okay, you had too much of this vitamin, maybe you should reduce that. But you might need more of that mineral also. So I'm waiting for that. And then bring it all together and just getting that holistic view. And as soon as new research is coming out, it is integrated. And if there are significant changes, it is telling me, hey, Ines, come on, you should change this or that. I think that would be fabulous. I'm waiting for that. Anyway, we don't have that yet. We have some of those things, but in any case, it will always be a combination of different things. And of course, we do need to first and foremost fix the basics. So Bill Faloon calls them the level one things. And so this includes things like your hormones, they need to be in good order. Your cholesterol, your glucose, your insulin, inflammation, blood pressure, vitamin D, homocysteine, coagulation, renal function, immunity. If you do not fix those things, there is no point even looking into age reversal because it will not work. You can't build a house on no foundation. It just does not work. So these are the first things, and you can do them right now. So go get yourself tested, see what you need, check in with your body where, I often feel very tired. Why could that be? What could I change? Test what you can do. And there actor George Hamilton, he was also there, and he shared basically some of his experiences. Sandra Kaufmann, who has created the Kaufmann protocol, and she basically guides him through the longevity strategies. And he said, for instance, don't drink. I mean, like a glass of wine is actually good for you. Or what he means is like not drinking excessively. Exercise. Then first and foremost, a positive and ageless mindset. That will make a huge difference to everything else. So once you have all that in order, then you go to level 2. Then you can start thinking about reversing aging. And there are some things you can do already now that will help you. Going back to what we had said, what reversing aging is, yes, you can actually reverse ages that already. So senolytics, taking senolytics, autophagy, NAD restoration. So it's like when you age, then your NAD gets less and less. So you want to boost it again. Just make sure you have the basics fixed, like, because if you take NAD when you have high inflammation and when you have a lot of senescent cells, you actually create more damage. So you don't want that. So make sure the basics are fixed. Sirtuins, young plasma, I've mentioned that already. Then stem cells, exosomes, mTOR inhibition, mitochondria transfer. And then in the next step, it goes to gene therapy, which you can do in a few areas, but in most countries, it's not allowed. So these are some of the things you can do straight away and some of the things that you can look into already. In any case, do not procrastinate, because if you just say, we're not there yet to fully reverse, then your body will degrade and you will create much more damage. Much more damage will accumulate in your body, which then, of course, is much more difficult to get rid of. So keep your body, mind, and spirit in a very good shape at any stage and age. So that brings us already to the last topic, which was topic number 3, how to keep your pets healthier for longer, how to keep them around for longer. So in a way, it is kind of similar to us humans. We are in the fortunate situation that you might be able to do more for your pets than you can do for yourself at this stage. But avoid things that are not good for them, like avoid the crap, basically. And most of the canned food is crap. Just look at all the stuff that's in there that is actually not good. It's not good for you, it's not good for them. So, a lot of glucose, a lot of carbohydrates, etc. Try to go, if you can, for biologic food, raw food. This is what Kat Carter recommended. And do clean the teeth, by the way, your own as well, but also for your pets, because like inflammations in your mouth have a huge impact on your whole body. And more information is coming out. Like we're talking now for a few years about the gut, the microbiome there. We have been talking about the skin biome, but you have kind of basically in your mouth, you also have a biome. And that is very, very, very important for a lot of things. So make sure your teeth and your pet's teeth are in order. So, and then once you have done that, then you might want to start adding supplements, like, for instance, if joints of your pet are a problem, you can add MSM or glucosamine. Or if you then want to go into the anti-aging, then like things like L-carnosine, nicotinamide riboside, rapamycin are also a way to keep your pet healthy and keep them around for longer. And when you want to go truly anti-aging or age reversal, or even just fix very common diseases like arthritis, eye problems, very typical problems that you often find in pets, then you can start looking at lengthening telomeres. By the way, Bill Andrews, he was talking about Telodash, which is based on his own dog, and well, the name anyway. And it's a very vibrant dog, I have to say. It's a very cute one. And you can also then look for your pet into stem cells, growth factors, and even gene therapy. And Dr. Oscar Guadarrama, he was showing a few videos where he did, for instance, gene therapy or stem cells. And it is incredible how quickly those pets recovered, like dogs who really couldn't walk anymore. They had to be held up, or yeah, a few days, and they were running around again. It's amazing. So, and the more we can do that actually for our pets now, maybe that also helps to prove that it is good for us humans too. So that's it for today, and I wish you, depending on what time it is for you, a very good night, very good sleep, so you can regenerate and rejuvenate your body, get plenty of deep sleep, and let all this information sink into your memory so that you can apply it for your own life, so you can enjoy it more, you can stay healthier for you and for the people around you, and maybe even live longer. So wishing you all the best. Bye.